In 1938, archaeologists in Baghdad discovered something that shouldn't exist, a clay jar sealed with asphalt containing a copper cylinder and an iron rod. At first glance, it looked ordinary, but scientists realized this was a complete galvanic cell, essentially a 2,000-year-old battery. When filled with vinegar or grape juice, it produces a small electric charge. But the big question is, why? Some suggest it was used to electroplate gold onto silver objects, giving them a dazzling shine. Others believe it might have been part of ancient medical or religious rituals. If this jar truly generated electricity centuries before the modern world, it rewrites our understanding of ancient technology. Was it a lost science, a forgotten invention, or could it be evidence that ancient civilizations knew far more about energy than we give them credit for? The mystery of the Baghdad Battery remains unsolved.
In 1901, divers exploring a Roman shipwreck off the coast of Antikythera in Greece stumbled upon corroded bronze fragments. At first, they looked like nothing more than rusted gears, but when scientists pieced them together, they revealed something mind-blowing: a 2,000-year-old mechanical computer. This device, now called the Antikythera Mechanism, could predict eclipses, track the movement of the planets, and even calculate the dates of the ancient Olympic Games. Its complexity shocked historians. It used a system of gears so precise, nothing like it would appear again for over 1,000 years. How did the ancient Greeks possess such advanced engineering? Who built it, and why was this knowledge lost? Was it the secret project of a genius, or just one surviving piece of a forgotten scientific tradition? The Antikythera Mechanism isn't just a machine. It's a window into an ancient world of science and mystery we're only beginning to understand.
High on a hill in southeastern Turkey lies Gobekli Tepe, a site so ancient it rewrote history. Buried for thousands of years, it was uncovered in the 1990s and revealed something no one expected: massive stone circles, carved pillars, and intricate animal reliefs, dating back over 11,000 years. That's 6,000 years older than Stonehenge, long before writing, agriculture, or cities. According to what we thought we knew, people at that time were simple hunter-gatherers. Yet here they were, building enormous megaliths, aligning them with the stars, and creating the world's first known temple. The mystery deepens. Why was it built? And who built it? Was it a center of religion, astronomy, or something even stranger? And why, after centuries of use, was it deliberately buried under tons of earth, as if someone wanted to hide it from the future? Gobekli Tepe is more than a temple. It is a puzzle piece from humanity's forgotten past, proof that civilization is far older and far more mysterious than we ever imagined. For thousands of years, the Great Pyramid of Giza has guarded its secrets. Built around 4,500 years ago, this massive monument still baffles scientists and explorers. But recently, modern scanning technology revealed something shocking: hidden chambers inside the pyramid that no one knew existed. Using cosmic rays and thermal imaging, researchers detected vast empty spaces deep within the structure. Some believe these voids could be secret burial chambers, storage rooms for sacred treasures, or even construction passages deliberately concealed. Others suggest they may hold the true resting place of Pharaoh Khufu, or knowledge lost to time. Why did the ancient builders leave these spaces hidden? Were they protecting something of unimaginable value? Or was it part of a grand architectural design we still don't understand? The Great Pyramid's hidden chambers remind us that even one of the most studied monuments on Earth can still keep its greatest mysteries sealed away. In 1513, a Turkish admiral named Piri Reis drew a map that shouldn't exist. On it, he carefully charted the coasts of Europe, Africa, and South America with incredible accuracy, centuries before modern exploration. But the most shocking detail lies at the bottom of the map, a depiction of Antarctica without ice. This is impossible. Antarctica wasn't even officially discovered until the 1800s, and satellite imaging shows the land beneath the ice exactly as Piri Reis drew it. How could a 16th century cartographer know what only advanced technology could reveal? Some claim he used much older source maps, handed down from lost civilizations with knowledge of the entire world. Others whisper of ancient explorers who sailed further than history allows. The Piri Reis Map is more than parchment. It's a riddle, suggesting that humanity's understanding of the Earth may stretch back far beyond the age of discovery.
High in the Bolivian Andes lies Puma Punku, a site that defies logic. Massive stone blocks, some weighing over 100 tons, are scattered across the plateau. But it's not just their size that amazes archaeologists, it's the precision. The stones are cut with razor-sharp edges and perfect right angles, some shaped like interlocking puzzle pieces. Holes are drilled straight through the granite with machine-like accuracy. To this day, we struggle to reproduce such engineering with modern tools. Yet Puma Punku was built nearly 1,500 years ago, long before steel, electricity, or diamond-tipped saws. How did ancient builders move these colossal stones without wheels or cranes? How did they carve granite so flawlessly when they supposedly had only simple bronze tools? Some believe Puma Punku was a ceremonial center. Others suggest it's evidence of lost technology, or even help from beyond the stars. Whatever the truth, the precision of Puma Punku remains one of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world.
Stretching across the deserts of southern Peru are the Nazca Lines, massive geoglyphs carved into the earth over 1,500 years ago. From the ground, they look like random trenches, but from above, they form breathtaking shapes. Giant hummingbirds, monkeys, spiders, and even long straight lines running for miles. The mystery is how and why they were made. The Nazca people had no airplanes, no satellites, and yet they created images so vast they can only be fully seen from the sky. Were they messages to the gods? A gigantic calendar? Or landing strips for something not of this world? Even today, the Nazca Lines remain perfectly preserved in the dry desert climate, like an eternal puzzle carved into the earth. Their creators are long gone, but the meaning behind these massive artworks still leaves us wondering, who were they trying to communicate with?
Locked inside a 240-page book is a mystery that has baffled the world for over 600 years, the Voynich Manuscript. Its pages are filled with strange illustrations of unknown plants, bizarre astrological charts, and women bathing in pools connected by tubes. But the most perplexing part is the text itself, a script written in an entirely unknown language, one that no one has ever been able to translate. Cryptographers, linguists, even code breakers from World War II have tried and failed to unlock its meaning. Some believe it's a lost scientific encyclopedia filled with forgotten knowledge. Others argue it's an elaborate hoax crafted to confuse. But if it is a hoax, it's a masterpiece, because the writing follows its own mysterious rules, almost like a real language. Is it a guide to lost medicine, an ancient spell book,
or something left behind by a civilization we no longer remember? The Voynich Manuscript remains one of history's most tantalizing riddles, a book no one can read.
Scattered across the world are a handful of perfectly carved human skulls, made entirely of clear quartz crystal. They appeared in the 19th and 20th centuries, claimed to be relics of ancient Mesoamerican civilizations like the Maya or the Aztec. But here's the problem. No one can explain how they were made. Each skull is crafted with microscopic precision, polished to a mirror-like finish, and in some cases, cut against the natural grain of the quartz. Modern jewelers admit that even with today's tools, replicating such work would be nearly impossible. Yet these skulls supposedly date back thousands of years. Legends say they possess strange powers, healing energy, visions, even the ability to unlock ancient knowledge when brought together. Skeptics argue they're clever modern fakes, created to dazzle collectors. But believers insist they're evidence of a forgotten technology, or gifts from something not entirely human. The crystal skulls stand as haunting artifacts, shimmering reminders that our past may hold secrets stranger than fiction.
Deep in the jungles of Costa Rica lie hundreds of giant stone spheres, some weighing more than 15 tons. Perfectly round and eerily precise, these mysterious orbs were crafted over 1,000 years ago by the Dikis culture, yet their true purpose remains unknown. Many were arranged in patterns, aligned with stars, or marking important sites. Others were placed at the entrances of homes, almost like guardians. But how the Dikis shaped such flawless spheres without metal tools is a puzzle. Some are so perfect they rival the precision of modern machinery. Were they symbols of power, ancient calendars, or part of rituals we've long forgotten? Legends say the spheres hold magical energy, or that they belonged to giants who once walked the earth. Today, the stone spheres of Costa Rica stand silent in the jungle, enigmatic monuments that whisper of a culture whose secrets are still hidden in stone.
In eastern China, beneath the quiet village of Longyou, lies one of the greatest mysteries ever unearthed. In 1992, locals draining a pond stumbled upon something incredible, a vast system of hand-carved caves hidden for more than 2,000 years. These aren't small tunnels, they are massive chambers, some the size of cathedrals, with walls and ceilings decorated with perfectly uniform chisel marks. The sheer scale is staggering. At least 24 caves carved out of solid sandstone with no historical record of their construction. Who built them and why? The effort would have required removing millions of cubic feet of rock, yet no tools, no debris, and no mention of the caves exist in any ancient texts. Were they secret palaces, underground temples, or something far more mysterious, deliberately concealed from history? The Longyou Caves remain one of the most baffling achievements of the ancient world, an underground wonder with no known builders.
Across Europe, archaeologists have uncovered strange bronze objects dating back nearly 2,000 years. Perfectly shaped 12-sided figures known as Roman Dodecahedra. Each side has a hole of varying size, and the corners are capped with small knobs. Dozens have been found, yet not a single ancient text mentions them. Their purpose is a total mystery. Some believe they were tools for measuring distances or calculating crops. Others suggest they were used as candle holders, dice for games, or even sacred objects in rituals.
One theory proposes they were designed for knitting gloves, though no one can prove it. The craftsmanship shows they were important, but their silence in history leaves us guessing. Why would the Romans create such objects and never record their use? The Roman dodecahedra remain enigmatic relics, small in size, yet carrying the weight of a mystery that still refuses to reveal itself.
In a cathedral in Turin, Italy, lies one of the most controversial relics in history, the Shroud of Turin. It's a linen cloth over 14 feet long, bearing the faint image of a man who appears to have been crucified. Many believe it to be the burial shroud of Jesus Christ himself. The image is haunting, front and back impressions of a human body, complete with wounds that match the biblical description of crucifixion. But here's the mystery. No one knows how the image was created. It isn't paint, it isn't dye, and under microscopic study, it seems to be a scorch-like imprint burned into the fibers themselves. Carbon dating tests once suggested it was a medieval forgery, yet later studies claim contamination and fire damage may have skewed the results. The debate rages on. Divine miracle? Lost ancient technique? Or brilliant hoax? Whatever the truth, the Shroud of Turin remains a relic that captures both faith and skepticism, a sacred enigma that refuses to give up its secrets.
In 1898, archaeologists excavating a tomb in Saqqara, Egypt, uncovered a small wooden artifact shaped like a bird. At first glance, it looked like a simple toy, but when studied more closely, it revealed something astonishing. It wasn't just a bird. Its tail was vertical, like a plane's rudder, and its wings were shaped with aerodynamics in mind. Some researchers believe the Saqqara bird could be a model of an ancient glider, proof that Egyptians may have experimented with flight thousands of years ago. Modern tests with replicas even showed it could glide short distances when thrown. Skeptics argue it was a ritual object or symbolic carving, not a machine. But the uncanny resemblance to modern aircraft design keeps the debate alive. Was this artifact just a coincidence? Or could the ancient Egyptians have understood the principles of flight long before the Wright brothers? The Saqqara bird still soars in mystery.
In 1999, treasure hunters digging in a German forest unearthed something extraordinary. A bronze disc decorated with gold symbols of the sun, moon, and stars. Dating back nearly 3,600 years, the Nebra Sky Disk is considered the world's oldest known star map. The disk shows a crescent moon, a glowing sun, and a cluster of stars believed to be the Pleiades. It may have been used to track lunar and solar cycles, helping ancient people mark planting seasons and ritual events. For a society that supposedly lacked advanced astronomy, this level of sophistication is astonishing. Even more mysterious is how knowledge of the heavens ended up encoded in metal so early. Was it passed down from forgotten civilizations or discovered by keen ancient astronomers whose work was lost to history? The Nebra Sky Disk is not just a relic, it's a cosmic calendar from the Bronze Age, a reminder that our ancestors may have known far more about the stars than we think.
High in the remote mountains of China, a discovery in the 1930s shocked the world. A series of strange stone discs, each about a foot wide, with a hole in the center and mysterious spiral carvings etched into their surface. These artifacts became known as the Dropa Stones. According to legend, when the carvings were translated, they told a bizarre story that an alien spacecraft crashed in the mountains 12,000 years ago, and its survivors, called the Dropa,
were stranded on Earth. The disks supposedly recorded their fate. Skeptics argue the stones are simply ancient burial markers or even modern fakes, as their exact origin remains debated. Yet the details of the tale refuse to disappear. If true, the Dropa Stones would be undeniable proof of extraterrestrial contact in humanity's distant past. Are they just folklore carved in stone, or the diary of visitors from the stars? The Dropa Stones remain one of the most controversial and otherworldly mysteries in archaeology.
In 1986, explorers ventured deep into a remote cave on Mount Owen in New Zealand. What they found looked like something out of a prehistoric nightmare, a massive, perfectly preserved claw, complete with skin, flesh, and scales, as if it had come from a dinosaur. At first, scientists thought it was impossible. Dinosaurs had been extinct for millions of years. But testing revealed the claw belonged to the moa, a giant flightless bird that went extinct only a few centuries ago. Astonishingly, this particular claw was around 3,000 years old, yet so well preserved it seemed fresh. The discovery raised questions. How had it survived in such a state? And could more remains of supposedly extinct creatures still lie hidden in caves and jungles around the world, waiting to shock us? The Mount Owen Moa Claw is more than a relic. It's a chilling reminder that traces of Earth's giants may be closer and better preserved than we ever imagined.
In 1936, a couple hiking near London, Texas, stumbled upon a strange object embedded in solid rock – a hammer. Not just any hammer, but one partially encased in stone that geologists claim formed hundreds of millions of years ago. The wooden handle was partially fossilized, and the iron head showed signs of pure metalwork, as if forged by intelligent hands. But if the rock truly dates back 400 million years, long before humans even existed, how could a hammer be inside it? Some say it proves advanced civilizations lived on Earth in the distant past, their traces buried and forgotten. Others suggest the hammer somehow became trapped in ancient rock through unusual geological processes. Skeptics argue it's simply a modern tool that got encased in minerals over time. Whether artifact or anomaly, the London hammer forces us to ask, are we really the first intelligent beings to walk this planet? Or are we only the latest in a much older story? In 1961, 3 friends searching for geodes near Olancha, California, cracked open a strange stone, and inside they found something impossible. Hidden within the rock was a metallic object that looked exactly like a modern spark plug. The artifact quickly gained fame as the Coso Artifact, with claims that the surrounding rock was at least 500 years old. If true, that would mean advanced technology existed on Earth long before humans were supposed to have invented it. Some argued it was evidence of a lost civilization or even alien technology accidentally left behind. Others dismissed it as a modern spark plug that somehow got encased in hardened minerals, creating the illusion of great age. To this day, its true origin remains disputed. Was it a hoax, a natural oddity, or a genuine out-of-place artifact that challenges everything we think we know about history? The Coso Artifact stands as one of archaeology's strangest puzzles, an engine part lost in time.
On the shores of Lake Titicaca in Bolivia, a farmer unearthed a large stone vessel unlike anything local to the region. Known today as the Fuente Magna bowl, this artifact is covered in strange inscriptions, and that's where the mystery begins. Experts claim the symbols carved into the bowl resemble Sumerian cuneiform, the world's first written language, from Mesopotamia, over 6,000 miles away. But how could a script from ancient Iraq appear on a bowl buried in South America? If authentic, it suggests contact between the Old World and the New long before Columbus, rewriting the story of global exploration. Some argue it's proof of lost transoceanic civilizations. Skeptics, however, dismiss it as a modern forgery planted to create sensational headlines. The Fuente Magna bowl remains controversial, but if real, it points to one stunning possibility: that ancient cultures were far more connected than we ever imagined.
In the 1960s, a doctor in Peru revealed a collection of thousands of carved stones, now known as the Ica Stones. These smooth black rocks are engraved with scenes that should be impossible. Humans interacting with dinosaurs, performing complex surgeries, and using advanced technology. The most shocking images show men riding giant reptiles, others hunting them, and even detailed depictions of long-extinct species like Triceratops and Stegosaurus drawn centuries before modern science uncovered their fossils. If genuine, the stones suggest either ancient people lived alongside dinosaurs or they inherited knowledge from someone or something with access to the distant past. Critics argue the stones are clever hoaxes made for tourists, pointing out that some carvers admitted to creating fakes. But even so, questions remain. Were all of them forged, or could a fraction be real? The Ica Stones sit at the crossroads of mystery and controversy, daring us to ask if human history might stretch back much further and stranger than we believe.
In parts of India, archaeologists have discovered ruins that appear to have been exposed to extreme heat, stone walls fused together, entire cities reduced to rubble, and layers of radioactive ash buried in the soil. Some point to the ancient city of Mohenjo-Daro, where skeletons were found lying in the streets, as if struck down suddenly, their bodies still holding unusual radiation levels. The most shocking part? Ancient Hindu texts, like the Mahabharata, describe terrifying weapons, blazing projectiles, explosions brighter than 1,000 suns, and winds that could level entire armies. To many, these sound eerily similar to modern nuclear warfare. Did a prehistoric civilization harness destructive technology thousands of years before us? Or are the ruins simply the result of natural disasters, later colored by myth? Whether coincidence, lost history, or evidence of an ancient war that wiped out a civilization, the ruins of India whisper of a forgotten chapter where mankind may have played with fire long before the atomic age.
Off the coast of Japan's Yonaguni Island lies a massive stone structure resting beneath the waves. Discovered by divers in the 1980s, the Yonaguni Monument is a series of enormous terraces, steps, and flat platforms that look strikingly like the ruins of a city swallowed by the sea. Some believe it's a natural rock formation shaped by earthquakes and erosion, but others point to sharp angles, straight walls, and what appear to be carvings as evidence that it was built by human hands, possibly over 10,000 years ago when sea levels were far lower. If true, this would make Yonaguni older than any known civilization, suggesting that an advanced culture thrived in Japan long before recorded history. Is the Yonaguni Monument a lost city, a natural wonder, or a clue to the legendary land of Mu, an ancient civilization said to have vanished beneath the ocean? The waves keep its secrets, but divers return year after year, searching
for answers in the deep.
In southern Iraq, archaeologists uncovered strange figurines from the Ubaid culture, dating back nearly 7,000 years. These small statues depict beings with elongated heads, slanted eyes, and, most bizarre of all, reptilian features. Some even show these lizard-like figures holding babies or wearing clothing, as if they were members of everyday society. The Ubaid people were among the earliest to build villages and temples, yet they left behind no explanation for these unsettling images. Were they symbolic gods? Mythical creatures? Or could they represent beings the Ubaid actually encountered? Some researchers see them as proof of humanity's early fascination with reptilian deities. Others take a more radical view, suggesting these are depictions of real visitors, perhaps extraterrestrials, who walked among humans in the distant past. Whatever their meaning, the Ubaid Lizardmen statues remain an eerie mystery carved in clay, whispering of a forgotten chapter in our earliest history. In the 1930s, in a cave in Mexico, a bizarre skull was discovered buried alongside a human skeleton. Known as the Star Child skull, it has fascinated and unsettled researchers for decades. Unlike normal human skulls, this one is smaller, lighter, and has an unusually large, rounded cranium with shallow eye sockets and thin bone walls. DNA tests revealed human markers, but some sections remained unidentifiable, fueling speculation that it may not be fully human. Skeptics argue it could simply be the result of a congenital deformity, yet others believe it might represent something extraordinary, a hybrid between humans and another species. Was the Star Child a child with a rare condition, or was it evidence of ancient contact with beings beyond Earth? The skull still defies final explanation, leaving a mystery that challenges our understanding of human origins.
Among the Dead Sea Scrolls found near Qumran, one stands apart from all the rest. While most were written on parchment or papyrus, this one was etched into pure copper. Known as the Copper Scroll, it doesn't contain prayers, laws, or scripture, it lists treasure. The text describes more than 60 hidden hoards of gold, silver, and sacred objects buried in secret locations across ancient Judea. The sheer amount of wealth described would be staggering even today, enough to rival the riches of entire kingdoms. But here's the mystery: no treasure has ever been found. Were the locations destroyed, lost to time, or deliberately coded to remain a secret forever? Some believe the Copper Scroll could be linked to the treasures of King Solomon's temple, hidden away before invaders could seize them. Is it an ancient treasure map or a symbolic text meant to inspire faith? The Copper Scroll remains one of archaeology's greatest unsolved riddles, a tantalizing promise of unimaginable riches that may still lie buried beneath the sands.
Locked away in the National Library of Sweden lies the Codex Gigas, the largest surviving medieval manuscript. This massive book, known as the Devil's Bible, weighs over 160 pounds and contains the entire Latin Bible alongside medical texts, exorcisms, and a calendar of the dead. But what makes it infamous is a full-page portrait of the devil himself, staring out from the pages with clawed hands and a monstrous grin. Legend says the book was written by a single monk in one night after making a pact with Satan to complete the impossible task. Modern experts estimate it would take at least 20 years of non-stop work to create. The handwriting is eerily uniform, as if completed without rest. Was the Codex Gigas the work of a brilliant scribe, or did something darker guide its creation? Its pages hold knowledge, superstition, and mystery, an artifact that feels less like a book and more like a riddle from the Middle Ages.
Beneath the modern streets of London lie the remains of a massive stone wall stretching for miles. Known simply as the London Wall, it has guarded the city for nearly 2,000 years. Official history credits the Romans with its construction around the 3rd century AD, but mysteries remain. Parts of the wall appear older than the Roman occupation, built with techniques that don't quite match their usual style. Could the Romans have built on top of something far more ancient? Even stranger, legends tell of an earlier city called New Troy, founded by Brutus of Troy long before Rome ever set foot in Britain. Some believe the London Wall may be a remnant of this lost age, a boundary between myth and history. Was it Roman engineering, an inheritance from a forgotten people, or something even older? The London Wall still stands in fragments today, a silent witness to the deep, layered history beneath one of the world's greatest cities.
Hidden across the vast plains of China's Shaanxi province stand enormous earthen pyramids, some rivaling the size of Egypt's Great Pyramid. These structures, often covered in trees and grass, were first photographed by Western pilots in the 1940s. Since then, rumors have swirled about what lies inside them. Officially, they are said to be ancient tombs of emperors and nobles from the Han and Qin dynasties. But the Chinese government has declared most of them off-limits, covered in vegetation and tightly restricted from excavation. Why? Some researchers believe these pyramids could reveal secrets that would rewrite history, possibly linking China to lost civilizations, or even showing similarities with pyramids across the world. Others suggest the government fears grave robbing and desecration. Are they simple burial mounds, or the remains of something far more mysterious? The pyramids of China remain veiled in secrecy, forbidden to curious eyes, their secrets still buried beneath layers of earth and silence.
Off the coast of Gujarat, India, divers discovered an ancient city lying beneath the Arabian Sea, believed by many to be the legendary Dwarka, the sacred city of Lord Krishna. The ruins stretch for miles underwater, with massive stone structures, walls, and streets that suggest advanced urban planning. Carbon dating of artifacts pulled from the site suggests the ruins could be over 9,000 years old, far older than the Indus Valley civilization, and long before history says great cities existed. According to Hindu texts, Dwarka was a magnificent golden city that eventually sank beneath the waves after Krishna's death. For centuries, it was thought to be only myth, but now, archaeology may be revealing a kernel of truth. Did the sea swallow a thriving metropolis thousands of years ago? Or are we looking at natural formations mistaken for man-made ruins? Dwarka's discovery challenges the very timeline of civilization, hinting at forgotten chapters buried beneath the ocean.
On a remote island in the Pacific stand nearly 900 colossal stone figures, the Moai of Easter Island. Carved from volcanic rock, some weigh over 80 tons and rise more than 30 feet tall. But the real mystery isn't just why they were made, it's how they were moved. The Rapa Nui people had no wheels, no beasts of burden, and only simple tools. Yet these giants were transported miles from the quarry to their positions overlooking the island. Legends say the Moai walked to their places, guided by mana, spiritual energy. Modern experiments show that with ropes and teamwork, the statues can indeed be rocked side to side, making them walk across the land. But even with this method, the scale of the feat is staggering. Did the Rapa Nui possess techniques now lost to time? Or does the secret of the Moai still lie buried in the island's past? The statues remain silent guardians, staring out to sea, keeping their mystery intact. Scattered across the jungles of Mexico are some of the most enigmatic relics of the ancient world, the colossal stone heads of the Olmec civilization. Carved from massive basalt boulders over 3,000 years ago, some stand more than 10 feet tall and weigh up to 40 tons. What makes them so mysterious is their appearance. Each head has unique features, broad noses, full lips, and striking expressions that some researchers claim resemble African traits. This has fueled theories that the Olmecs may have had contact with seafarers from Africa long before Columbus. Mainstream archaeologists argue the heads simply reflect the diverse faces of the Olmec themselves. Yet the question lingers, how did a society with no known advanced tools or wheels carve, transport, and position these titanic monuments? Were the colossal heads merely portraits of Olmec rulers? Or are they silent evidence of a forgotten chapter of transoceanic contact? Their gaze still pierces the jungle, daring us to uncover the truth.
Beneath the rocky landscape of Cappadocia, Turkey, lies a hidden world, a vast network of underground cities carved directly into the soft volcanic rock. The most famous, Derinkuyu, stretches down 18 stories, capable of housing tens of thousands of people, with stables, kitchens, chapels, and even ventilation shafts. But the mystery is not just their size, it's their purpose. Who built them and why? Some suggest they were refuges from invading armies. Others believe they were much older, perhaps dating back to a forgotten civilization that sought shelter from cataclysmic events like floods, volcanic eruptions, or even something more cosmic. The engineering is astonishing. Complex air circulation systems and water channels that could sustain life underground for months. Were these subterranean labyrinths simply fortresses, or were they designed as survival bunkers for something humanity has forgotten? The tunnels of Cappadocia remain one of the greatest archaeological enigmas, an underground world whispering secrets from the deep earth.
In Upper Egypt, archaeologists unearthed a skeleton at a site called Nazlet Khater, dated to around 35,000 years ago. At first glance, it seemed like a normal discovery, until they noticed the tools buried with him. The man was found with a finely crafted axe made of iron ore, shaped with precision that should not have existed in that era. According to conventional history, humans didn't master working with metal until tens of thousands of years later. This single find challenges the entire timeline of technological development. Was this man part of a forgotten culture with advanced knowledge that disappeared without a trace? Or did early humans achieve brief sparks of brilliance only to have them erased by time? The Nazlet Khater skeleton remains a haunting reminder that the story of human progress may not be as simple or as linear as we've been taught. In the heart of southern Africa lie the stone ruins of Great Zimbabwe, a massive city built entirely without mortar. Towering walls, intricate passages, and circular enclosures rise from the landscape, testifying to a civilization both powerful and mysterious. Between the 11th and 15th centuries, Great Zimbabwe flourished as the center of a wealthy trade empire, dealing in gold, ivory, and precious goods that reached as far as China and Persia. At its height, it may have housed over 20,000 people, yet the builders left no written records. When Europeans first stumbled upon the ruins in the 19th century, they refused to believe Africans could have created such grandeur, sparking wild theories about lost tribes of Israel or ancient outsiders. Today, archaeology confirms it was the work of an indigenous African kingdom, yet its sudden collapse remains unexplained. Was it famine? War? Or something more mysterious that brought down this forgotten empire? The ruins of Great Zimbabwe stand as a silent monument to Africa's hidden history.
According to the Bible, the Ark of the Covenant was the most sacred object ever built, a golden chest said to hold the stone tablets of the Ten Commandments. It was carried before Israelite armies, bringing victory, and placed in the first temple of Jerusalem as the throne of God on earth. And then it vanished. When the Babylonians destroyed the temple in 586 BC, the Ark disappears from all records. Was it destroyed, hidden, or taken far away? Legends claim it was carried to Ethiopia, where it is still said to rest in a guarded chapel in Axum. Others believe it was buried beneath Jerusalem, sealed in a secret chamber waiting to be uncovered. The Ark was described as radiating immense power, capable of striking down armies and even killing those who touched it improperly. Was it simply a religious symbol? Or could it have been an artifact of lost technology? Its fate remains one of history's greatest mysteries, the most sacred relic of the ancient world, gone without a trace.
High above the ancient city of Cusco in Peru stand the breathtaking walls of Sacsayhuaman, a fortress built with stone blocks so massive, some weighing over 100 tons, that their construction seems impossible even today. What stuns archaeologists isn't just the size of the stones, but the precision. Each block is cut into irregular, complex shapes that interlock perfectly without mortar, fitting together so tightly that not even a sheet of paper can slip between them. The walls have withstood centuries of earthquakes, standing stronger than modern buildings. How did the builders, with no advanced tools or machinery, cut and move these colossal stones across rough terrain? And why did they choose such intricate designs instead of simple straight cuts? Some believe the Inca inherited techniques from a much older, forgotten civilization. Others even suggest knowledge far beyond what we credit to the ancient world. The fortress of Sacsayhuaman remains a masterpiece of lost engineering, a puzzle of stone that refuses to give up its secrets.
Across Japan, archaeologists have uncovered small clay figures dating back over 10,000 years, known as dogu figurines. These strange, bug-eyed statues from the Jomon period stand out for their unusual appearance. Huge almond-shaped eyes, broad heads, and what looked like padded suits covering their bodies. To some, the dogu are fertility symbols or ritual objects, but others point to their uncanny resemblance to modern astronauts, complete with goggle-like eyes and bulky spacesuit shapes. Could these figures be artistic imagination, or were they depictions of mysterious visitors encountered by Japan's earliest people? What makes them even curious is that many dogu figurines were deliberately broken before being buried, as if part of some forgotten ritual or an attempt to symbolically disarm their power. Were the dogu simply mythological icons, or the first record of contact with beings not of this earth? Their wide, alien eyes still stare back across millennia, daring us to explain them.
Deep below the earth in Cappadocia, Turkey, lies Derinkuyu, an underground city so vast it could shelter more than 20,000 people. Carved directly into volcanic rock, it stretches 18 stories down, with stables, wine cellars, kitchens, schools, wells, and even hidden escape tunnels. The sheer engineering brilliance is staggering. Air shafts provide ventilation, and giant stone doors could seal off passages to protect against invaders. But who built this labyrinth, and when? Some archaeologists believe it was created around 2,800 years ago by the Phrygians, later expanded by early Christians seeking refuge. Others suggest it is far older, part of a lost civilization that dug deep to survive catastrophic events on the surface, perhaps floods,
war, or even something cosmic? Why go to such lengths to live underground? Was Denkuyu a fortress, a sanctuary, or a survival bunker for a disaster long forgotten? Its tunnels remain a chilling reminder that entire cities once thrived in the shadows beneath our feet.
First described by the philosopher Plato, Atlantis was said to be a mighty island empire, rich, powerful, and advanced far beyond its time. According to the legend, its people harnessed incredible knowledge and technology until arrogance and corruption brought about their downfall. In a single night, Atlantis sank into the sea, disappearing without a trace. For centuries, explorers and scholars have searched for it. Some place Atlantis in the Mediterranean, others in the Atlantic Ocean, the Caribbean, or even Antarctica. Ruins like Yonaguni in Japan and underwater structures near the Bahamas have only fueled the mystery. Was Atlantis a real city wiped out by rising seas and earthquakes? Or was it purely a moral tale invented by Plato to warn against hubris? The allure of Atlantis lies in possibility that somewhere beneath the waves rests a lost civilization that once rivaled or surpassed our own. Until it is found or proven a myth, the legend of Atlantis remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. In 2001, researchers scanning the ocean floor off the coast of Cuba stumbled upon something astonishing: massive stone structures lying 2,300 feet beneath the waves. Sonar images revealed geometric patterns, walls, and even pyramid-like shapes spread across several square miles. What shocked scientists most was the estimated age. If these ruins are truly man-made, they could be around 12,000 years old, dating back to a time when the last ice age ended and sea levels rose dramatically. That would mean an advanced civilization existed long before history admits. Skeptics argue the formations might be natural, sculpted by geological forces. Yet divers who glimpsed the site reported blocks of stone too precise to dismiss as coincidence. Could this be a lost city swallowed by the sea at the dawn of human civilization? Some even wonder if it connects to Plato's tale of Atlantis. For now, the ruins rest in silence, hidden in the deep waters of the Caribbean, a mystery waiting to be uncovered.
On the desert coast of Peru, archaeologists uncovered a cemetery unlike any other. Buried within were hundreds of skulls, many of them strangely elongated, with towering craniums stretched far beyond normal human proportions. Known as the Paracas skulls, they date back nearly 3,000 years. We know that some ancient cultures practiced cranial deformation, binding infants' heads to reshape them. But the Paracas skulls are different. Their volume is up to 25% larger than a typical human skull, with structural features not seen in ordinary head binding practices. DNA tests have produced baffling results, with some sequences showing anomalies that don't match known human patterns, though debate over the testing methods continues. Were the Paracas people experimenting with extreme cultural practices? Or do these skulls hint at something more, perhaps a lineage with origins beyond what we understand? The elongated skulls of Paracas remain one of the strangest and most controversial mysteries of the ancient world.
In the remote steppes of Kazakhstan, satellites have revealed something extraordinary. Massive geometric patterns carved into the earth, some stretching for hundreds of meters. Known as the steppe geoglyphs, they form shapes like crosses, rings, and swastikas, only visible from the sky. The oldest of these earthworks may date back 8,000 years, long before airplanes or even advanced societies were thought to exist in the region. But why would ancient people create designs they themselves could never fully see? Some researchers believe the geoglyphs were ceremonial sites or markers for forgotten cultures.
Others suggest they were used for astronomy, mapping the heavens onto the ground. And then there are those who wonder if they were messages meant for watchers in the sky. Like the Nazca Lines of Peru, the steppe geoglyphs raise the same haunting question. Who were they for? And what knowledge has been lost with the people who built them?
Rising out of the barren Atacama Desert in Chile is a colossal stone hand, 40 feet tall, reaching toward the sky as if trying to escape the sands. Known as the Hand of the Desert, it is both eerie and awe-inspiring, a surreal monument in one of the driest places on Earth. Officially, it was built in the 20th century by a Chilean sculptor as a work of art. But here's the twist. Similar giant hand structures and petroglyphs have been reported in ancient traditions around the world, from cave paintings to mysterious stone carvings. Some researchers wonder if the desert hand resonates with something far older, symbols of giants, lost civilizations, or forgotten gods. Why do hands appear so prominently in humanity's deepest symbols, etched into caves, carved into stone, and raised as massive monuments? Is it coincidence, or is there a hidden connection spanning cultures and ages? The Hand of the Desert may be modern, but it awakens an ancient mystery written across human history. The hand as a timeless message from earth to sky.
High in the Bolivian Andes, at the ancient site of Tiwanaku, stands a massive stone archway carved from a single block of andesite. Known as the Gate of the Sun, it is covered in intricate engravings of winged figures, an essential deity often called the sun god. What makes it mysterious is not just the artistry, but the precision. The gate is thought to be over 1,500 years old, yet some researchers argue it may be far older, possibly a remnant of a lost civilization predating the Incas. The carvings appear to encode astronomical and calendrical information, perhaps mapping solar cycles or even aligning with celestial events. But the real puzzle lies in its incompleteness, as if once part of a far grander structure. Was it an entryway into a temple of the gods or a cosmic calendar carved in stone? The Gate of the Sun remains silent, a relic of a culture whose knowledge of the stars and time may have been far beyond what history remembers.
In China's Shanxi province, hidden beneath fields and hills, lies the White Pyramid, a massive earthen structure so large that it dwarfs the Great Pyramid of Giza. Satellite imagery and drone footage reveal a pyramid-shaped mound over 300 meters wide and 100 meters tall, with a perfect geometric base. Little is officially known about it. The Chinese government has restricted access, fueling speculation. Some researchers believe it may be the tomb of an ancient emperor, possibly from a forgotten dynasty, while others suggest it predates known dynastic records altogether. The precision of the construction is staggering. Its sides are perfectly aligned to the cardinal directions, and its scale rivals anything built in Egypt. How could such a structure be constructed in antiquity without advanced tools or modern surveying techniques? The White Pyramid remains mostly hidden, an enigmatic giant beneath the earth, daring historians and explorers to uncover secrets that could rewrite our understanding of ancient engineering.
More than 5,000 years ago, the Sumerians of ancient Mesopotamia created the world's first known written language, cuneiform. Among their clay tablets are thousands of myths, histories, and lists of kings. But some of the most controversial texts speak of the Anunnaki,
powerful beings who descended from the heavens. According to these tablets, the Anunnaki taught humans agriculture, writing, and civilization itself. Some versions even claim they created humanity to work for them, shaping early humans as their servants. Mainstream scholars interpret the Anunnaki as gods, symbolic figures of Sumerian religion. But ancient astronaut theorists argue these descriptions are too literal to ignore, seeing them as evidence of actual visitors from the stars, aliens who walked among humans at the dawn of history. Were the Anunnaki just myths or memories of real beings who shaped the destiny of humankind? The Sumerian tablets remain one of the oldest, strangest records on Earth, written whispers of visitors from the skies.
Göbekli Tepe in modern-day Turkey is the world's oldest known temple, dating back over 12,000 years. Beyond its massive stone pillars and circular enclosures, the site holds a deeper mystery: intricate carvings of animals that no longer exist. From aurochs and wild boars to predatory cats and birds that went extinct millennia ago, the reliefs are astonishingly detailed. Some appeared to depict species unknown to modern science, hinting that the builders had first-hand knowledge of creatures we thought long gone. Why did these ancient people carve extinct animals into sacred stones? Were they documenting the natural world, recording myths, or perhaps preserving knowledge of a lost ecosystem? The skill and purpose suggest intelligence far beyond what we usually attribute to hunter-gatherers of that era. Göbekli Tepe's carvings remain an enduring enigma, a stone record of a world we can barely imagine, bridging the gap between the known past and a lost prehistoric age.
Off the coast of Pohnpei in Micronesia lies Nan Madol, a city built on a lagoon using massive basalt columns. This ancient metropolis consists of over 90 artificial islands connected by canals, earning it the nickname the Venice of the Pacific. What baffles archaeologists is the construction method. The basalt stones, some weighing over 50 tons, were transported and stacked with incredible precision, without mortar, wheels, or large animals to help. How the builders accomplished this feat remains a mystery. Nan Madol was a political and ceremonial center, possibly home to the Saud dynasty. Yet no written records explain the techniques or labor used to construct this sprawling city. Some suggest lost technologies or forgotten engineering knowledge allowed its creation. Nan Madol stands as a haunting testament to human ingenuity, a city of stone rising from the sea, whispering secrets of a civilization that defies our understanding.
Beneath the streets of Paula, Malta, lies the Hypogeum of Ħal-Saflieni, an underground complex carved entirely from limestone over 5,000 years ago. This subterranean temple features chambers, passageways, and sanctuaries that descend 3 levels beneath the surface. What makes the Hypogeum extraordinary is its acoustic properties. Certain chambers amplify sound in ways that seem almost supernatural. Low frequencies resonate throughout the space, causing vibrations felt in the body. Some researchers suggest it was used for rituals, trance states, or communication with the divine. The precision of the stonework is stunning. The builders carved the space without modern tools, creating complex chambers with smooth walls and intricate carvings. Was the Hypogeum merely a tomb or a sacred temple designed for spiritual and acoustic mastery? This underground labyrinth continues to mesmerize archaeologists, offering a mysterious glimpse into the ingenuity and beliefs of Malta's prehistoric people.